What's up, everybody? Welcome back. That's right, we have another Shaak Ti and the Clone Troopers video for you guys today, but this time I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I'm not just going to have a full clone team, I'm going to start swapping in some Galactic Republic Jedi and actually get some really solid results with it in the meantime. For my previous video, when I was just using clones, I had said that they're a good middle-of-the-pack team, able to defeat things like Bounty Hunters, Night Sisters, and Karth teams, but overall, it was not really something I recommend wailing out on Shaak Ti on. It was not something that you'd want to write home about, and something that, you know, was something that you had to go for. It was good to see Clone Troopers be better and be a good middle-of-the-pack team as far as they were pretty much bad before, but now with Shaak Ti and throwing in those Galactic Republic Jedi, I'm actually able to defeat CLS and General Grievous teams as well. Still not able to defeat the Revans, but that's a given considering how much stronger those teams are. So I want to walk you guys through that, and also talking about different Galactic Republic Jedi you guys can throw onto that team, other Galactic Republic characters you could possibly throw in with Shaak Ti and the clones, and see what you could get with that. But for this testing, I really used Zaris as my mainstay because of the Zeta on her unique, which allows her allies to heal back some of their max health every time they score a critical hit, and CLS teams are all about critical hits, a lot of crits with Han and Chewie, so the healing here with Swift Recovery on the Zeta for Barriss actually allows you to negate that damage, and there's times in the footage where I'm fighting against CLS and I'm actually seeing Han heal 5s for more damage he's actually doing. And this all ties back into the leadership with Shaak Ti, where Galactic Republic allies actually get a lot of bonus max health, 15% per clone trooper. So if I throw 3 clone troopers in, that's 45% max health, then you have a lot of health on those clones, on all your Galactic Republic allies, and then that gives more healing for Zeta Barriss. So I'm going to try Zeta Barriss. I'm actually going to show you guys some footage of some other Jedi I used to actually defeat General Grievous teams as well. So let's go ahead and dive into that. So we're going to dive right into this with the Chase comp with CLS. It's the most basic one, it's the easiest one to defeat, and as you guys will watch in this footage, yeah, Barriss just pretty much carries the whole team, keeps them all alive, no one really ever gets in danger of dying. And you can see that a lot of characters are getting counter here, and that is allowing them to counter a lot, heal back health and protection. So that also ties into everything here. And, you know, Baze will dispel, he gains turn meter whenever enemies gain buffs, so all this counter and the offense up with Sergeant, really doing some nice stuff here. And then the basic with Shaak Ti is able to dispel, so you can get rid of taunt on Baze and allow you to go for other characters. The one character you always want to go for is going to be Chewbacca. That's the character you need to go for right away because he has the guard, which does healing on whatever characters have guard whenever Chewie uses an assist, or his basic. So you need to make sure that you can get rid of Chewie first. He is the character you have to go for, and once you get rid of him, it gets a whole lot easier. After Chewie, you go for Han, then CLS, and then Chirrut and Baze. Pretty much the kill order is Chewie, Han, CLS, and then whoever's left. For some other matches that I used, and you can actually see here that with the double tap from Han there, it actually, even with the crit immunity, and you can see 5s is just healing up so much. I have him modded for 45,000 base health, plus another 45% with the 3 clones there, and he's got a lot of health on him, so he's very hard to kill in this kind of sector. You can see that we're going to go ahead and use an AoE here, and I'm actually using the mass assist and putting stealth on Sergeant because Sergeant's moving so often, and I'm using the mass assist, or I'm using the targeted assist with Sergeant as well, because with that stealth on Sarge, I can have him use his AoE to reduce turn meter on the enemy team and not have to worry about retribution because CLS teams like to use counter. So if I can get Sarge stealth with the call to assist with Shaak Ti, that actually makes things much easier, also gives him bonus crit chance, so he's pretty much guaranteed to crit, and you can see there at the end, he got 22,000 on that one. And then we dive over into one with R2-D2 and Old Ben, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. You use the targeted assists with the clones. I'm actually giving taunt and crit immunity to 5s here at the start. and then I'll go ahead and start working on Chewie and get rid of him. And you can see that I'm doing about 15,000 right now on Sarge, but once I start doing those targeted assists and giving that stacking crit damage to Sarge, you're actually going to see that damage stack up pretty quickly. Sarge is getting a lot of bonus turns because he's hitting all those critical hits with his basic, and then Zaris is pretty much just here making sure everyone's alive. And you can see with all the critical hits, it's also driving up the turn meter on Barris as well. I do have the Zeta on 5s, so there's 3 characters here who are basically gaining turn meter all the time because of the critical hits. You have 5 gates bonus turn meter when allies take damage. Shaak Ti also gains 20% turn meter every time a clone or Galactic Republic ally, no, I believe it's just clones and her take damage. And then Barris is gaining turn meter because allies are getting critically hit, and they're also healing back because of the Zeta on her unique. At this point, it's pretty. There's nothing here that's really special. You can see I actually I did have crit immunity on 5s there, and that almost killed him, and that was not something I really wanted to do. And you can see we do have the Zeta on Old Ben, so he is gonna have to die here, and that will give the bonus turn meter and protection regeneration to the CLS allies. But at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep calling assist with Clone Sergeant. Really, it's playing things safe. You do want to avoid giving that crit immunity to 5s, and it's kind of counterintuitive here because the only way to get that taunt on 5s is by using the Shaak Ti mass assist, but then it gives him crit immunity, which then negates the purpose of Zaris on there. So you kind of have to hope that someone on the enemy team is able to dispel that crit immunity from him in some way. But you could also just give that stealth and crit chance to Sarge instead, and that will allow you to get some pretty solid damage boosts with Sarge as well, without the fear of retribution. At this point, we're just going to try to take out CLS, and here in a moment, CLS is dead. Overall, pretty simple. Just still got to go for the target priorities. I didn't kill Chewie first like I really wanted to. I had to go for Old Ben because I didn't have any solid way to dispel that taunt on Old Ben, so I had to get rid of him, and that kind of helped boost the enemy team and almost made me lose 5s in the process. We go and take a look at a CLS team with C-3PO. You're not going to win. I tried a good solid 10-15 matches. I could not win with C-3PO there. The exposes from him, it really just overwhelms the Zeta on Barris. You're not able to keep up. That's 20% max health damage, plus another 20% from Chewie as well. The exposes it does too much damage. It negates the whole healing from Barris, so there's no way for you to keep up. It's just not going to work. So if you are going to be fighting C-3PO teams, if you are going to be fighting CLS teams with C-3PO on there, go ahead and skip using Shaak Ti and the clones. It's not really going to work. You're going to have to use someone better. And, that's the whole point. CLS with 3PO, that's one of the deadliest defensive teams out there. Something like clones, I was not surprised to see that they just could not defeat the C-3PO with CLS there. So, yeah, it's gonna run right over. I mean, yeah. Yeah, no way of winning that one. I tried here with another one, throwing in Anakin, see if Anakin with his damage boost, because, the Galactic Republic allies are taking damage and dying. Wanted to see if maybe that could do it. Not really. Even then, with the damage boost on Anakin, I had him at like 4,000 physical offense. Still not able to really do it. It's not gonna work. You're better off just kind of using someone else. Use a better team. Shaak Ti, not going to be able to cut it against those kinds of teams. So against the General Grievous team, you're going to notice that Grievous droids are quite a bit slower. I actually had to take mods off of Shaak Ti just to not overwhelm the enemy with the mods I had on her. She's running close to 300 speed, and that's just not going to work. It's just way overbalanced there. So I cut down the mods on her, put things here a little bit better for her favor, and I have to say, with Zaris here, I don't have Magna Guard on the enemy team. Magna Guard would actually have made it easier here because I would have had to focus down. I couldn't just focus down someone like B2. B2, if you can get rid of B2 right away, that's actually going to be pretty good for you because you can go ahead and just focus him down, not have to worry about dispels. And I did make a mistake there where I should have dispelled the damage immunity on Droideka sooner. Remember, the damage immunity on Droideka can be dispelled. So use the AoE from Echo, use the basic from Shaak Ti, use that to pretty much wipe out the you wipe out that damage immunity when it comes into play, and use the turn meter reduction here with Sarge and take him out pretty quickly. And then here, take out B2. Once B2's gone, it actually gets a whole lot easier because you don't have that buff immunity. That means that you can still get counter on your characters, and then when AoE from B1's called in, everyone can counter and do a lot of damage to B1. You can see that we didn't have the Zeta on B1 for this, but even so, B1 I pretty much ignored till the very end because there was really no purpose in bothering with him because I need to take care of B2 so much faster. And Droideka is really the only character on the enemy team who's going to be able to deal damage because of the stacks of of his charge, which means a lot of that true damage, which will cut through, and it won't crit, so it will ignore the Zeta on Barris and can wipe out someone on your team pretty quickly here, as you guys are going to see with Ayla here in a moment. She I almost actually got rid of General Grievous there with the counter and everything. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep doing some damage here. We'll call in the mass assist and see if we can get rid of Droideka, which unfortunately we will not be able to do. And he will use the true damage here. He'll use his I can't remember the name of it, but he'll use his attack that deals a ton of damage to Ayla and just wipes her out pretty quickly. Tried to dispel the damage immunity there, and allows me to go ahead and keep working on Droideka. But I'm also not getting a lot of critical hits with Sarge, which is kind of ruining his damage. Not getting critical hits with Ayla either, so I can't stun her. And there we go. Droideka finally got off that damage and was able to wipe out Ayla in one move. So I'll go ahead, keep using the damage from Sarge here, see if I can get rid of him and get some kind of unlucky non-crits and some dodges as well. But there we go. We finally have B2 just left to take out. Then I'll go ahead and take out B1 if I can, but you know, Grievous likes to mark characters, even though one health droid like B1. So B1's taken care of here, and there we go, victory. Overall, pretty easy with L3 there. It's nothing too crazy. So let's try Imperial Probe Droid. Let's see if we can get some characters in for that one as well. So with Imperial Probe Droid, he actually sped up, my opponent actually sped up his B1 here, actually took him up to 242 speed after I asked him why he had no speed mods on his B1. He changed that up, kind of caught me off guard here, but we also have Imperial Probe Droid here as well. Probe Droid actually has some great synergy with Grievous, target lock from the enemies with the Zeta on Probe Droid like he has here. I can't gain buffs on my team, so I just kind of have to pretty much hope that I can be able to avoid target lock on my characters and get counter on them. And I actually use I'm a Gun Die here because I'm a Gun Die can counter, and his basic deals a ton of damage to droids. Deals 100% more damage to droids and has a 100% chance of putting defense down barring tenacity checks. So he can put defense down and also deal a lot of bonus damage to droid enemies, and that I think is the pretty big thing, and that's why I like I'm a Gun Die. But I never could really get rid of the target lock on him, so I wasn't able to actually, you know, get counter on him. Didn't really do a lot of damage here, but if I didn't have Imperial Probe Droid on there with the target lock, could have done much better. And then I tried another one with Plo Koon, see if I could get some stuff here with him. He has some synergy with clones. He gives the 50% bonus turn meter to all Jedi and clone allies. So I used him here, see if I could do something with him, and his basic can also dispel. So that is something else too. You can get counter on him with Shaak Ti, and that's something to note, is that it's not just clones who get that counter when they take damage. It's also Galactic Republic allies. So if I can get counter onto Plo Koon, I can have him attack, dispel buffs from an enemy like the damage immunity on Droideka, and use that to be able to go ahead and quickly ignore Droideka and go for other characters. But Imperial Probe Droid still proving to be a problem for me, and here I'm gonna end up losing Shaak Ti because yeah, there's just the massive damage from Droideka got off one more time. But even with that, you can see I was still able to defeat the Droideka team pretty easily. This is, I think this is something to note here, is that with the Jedi characters thrown in, you're actually going to get much more powerful. There we lost Shaak Ti. We've almost lost Plo Koon. I wasn't really impressed with Plo Koon. He's kind of like a one-trick pony with his turn meter boost. Overall, nothing real special here, and you can see I don't even get to call it until the very end of the turn, until the very end of the match. He didn't really have a chance to go, so that's always that's kind of a bummer. But you'll see here in a moment. There, I finally use it at the very end of the match. We're talking a good minute in before I was able to actually use it. So overall, throwing in some Jedi Reinforcements actually seems to be doing better. Plo Koon kind of seemed like he was really useless, but Barris, Ayla, I'm a Gun Die, throwing in some of those characters can actually make it quite a bit better for your team. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Just kind of wanted to show what you can expect by throwing some Jedi Reinforcements in with your clones, especially Barris. She really allows them to defeat those CLS teams, which is nice to have, but, you know, she's also in high demand for a lot of teams out there. So let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Jedi are going to be able to improve the clone teams? Do you guys have any ideas on other Jedi you want me to try? I do want to try R2-D2 at some point, because I think he can be pretty good here. Also C-3PO with that defense penetration. I think both those droids could actually be pretty good as well with the clone team, so I do want to try that at some point too. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that they still need some help? Do you think the clones still need some rework, some new clones? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. As always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I will talk to you guys later.